Welcome to the Kayak Bass
Nation. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to KBN Live. Happy Monday to you, and it is the best time of year. It's TOC week. And we got the defending champ, my partner, Ryan Lambert, right there, sitting there, ready to give us a little TOC preview tonight with some of the fellas. It's going to be a good night, man. How you feeling, Ryan?
I'm feeling good. We went out to dinner with a bunch of folks that are in town for the TSC. That's my favorite part is getting everybody together and kind of hanging out, getting some fellowship in, and spending some time with some folks you don't get to see, especially for this one, because this is the 50 folks from around the country that qualified. So it's really whittled down. We can fit most people in one restaurant, so it's kind of cool getting everybody together.
Yeah, man. It's, a lot of people think I'm of this opinion as well. This is the championship, the elite championship in the sport right now. Obviously I know you feel that way with that big trophy on your desk.
An argument. I don't think you can't argue it. It's the only one that you actually, there's a rigorous qualifying for. I mean, it's a very narrow field. Like if you don't bring it every single day, then you're not going to walk away with it for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I think it's fitting that it's kind of the finale of the year, overall. There's all the other series are done. Here sits the TOC. So all eyes will be on Eufaula this week. So it's going to be fun to watch, man. I wish I was there, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Boy, we got some weather coming. It looks like we got some wind blowing in. I don't know how that's going to affect some people's strategies. But, I've heard a couple people saying we're going to get like 20 miles an hour on Saturday, which, 20 is blowing pretty hard. It's supposed to blow 30 on Sunday. Like that, that's a stiff breeze for sure.
What's that do to the gators down there? Do they like that, or they go hide when it starts blowing like that?
I think it pisses them off. I think when the wind hits their ears, they got like an inner ear thing. I think they're going to get really aggressive. So if any of you guys are fishing near gators, if any of you are fishing near gators, you need to find a new spot. Get out of there, all right? Pro tip.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun to watch down there. Typical fall fishing, I bet. Most places in the fall can get kind of finicky. You can be it can be hot or cold. I don't know that the whole field's going to catch them. I've heard rumors of some people struggling, so I know some people stumble upon some stuff. You think it's going to be top heavy, or it'll be limits deep into the field?
So from what I've heard, I think limit won't be a big deal. A lot of people are catching numbers of fish. I think if you see somebody with I'm going to say 85 inch average for 3 days, we'll take it.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of big bites, but there are some big ones. Joey Vanyo, he posted up yesterday on the Hobie page that he busted some big ones. I hope he continues to. I want to see Joey Vanyo put up 100 inches a day until Friday. Siddiqui freaking busted a 8-pounder 23 today pre-fishing. So that's one that I love to see caught in pre-fishing. I encourage this. I hope you guys keep grinding really hard.
Lean on them a little bit.
Yeah,
that's how you do it now.
Heck yeah, man. Beat them up, dude. Listen, I'm a firm believer when you're out pre-fishing, you better set the hook on every fish. You have to command respect. Or when you come back tournament day, they think you're playing. You got to let them know who's boss out here. Get out there and set the hook, boys. Bury it.
Get a hook them, leave them in your boat for a while, take some pictures, maybe put a little tag on them, whatever it takes to really shake them up.
Throw them on the bank, whatever you got to do. Yeah, I encourage all of those things.
Yeah. No, it's going to be fun to watch. Well, tonight we got a couple TOC competitors in here early, but the reason we got them in here tonight is, of course, we're going to talk TOC because it's young Edwin, the AOY leader, and then Jaxton's right outside the top 10. We're going to talk to them about that, but we want to talk to them about this college kickoff. I didn't even really realize this was all going on, but it's cool to see the college guys getting involved.
So they did, I think Carson Newman, actually, they put it on up there. I'm pretty sure it was on Dale Hollow, if I'm not crazy. Yeah. But of course, man, you got Edwin and Jaxton on the same team, like kayak fishing. That's almost unfair. Like, and I'm not saying that, bass boat guys can't cross over or whatever, but you have two of the most talented young guys in the sport on the same team. Like that's a pretty stiff bill when you go up against that, especially these kids that are crossing over out of bass boats trying to compete in this. I mean, it's a completely different game. We see it from pros all the time. They struggle with it, but these young anglers, I think it's really gonna highlight kind of the skill set that those guys have developed coming up in kayak fishing.
Yeah, we're waiting on Ewing to show up. We got Jaxton chilling in his truck there in the waiting room. We're going to bring him in just a second. And then we've got a couple mystery guests, a couple special guests coming in towards the end of the show to talk a little bit about what Eufaula might throw at you guys down there. So that's going to be fun tonight. So help us out if you're watching. Go ahead and share this around. It's going to be a good time tonight. Before we get Jaxton in and Edwin, I'm going to call him Edwin forever. Before Ewing shows up,
Sure.
of course, we want to shout out our sponsors, dugoutfishing.com, Dugout Bait and Tackle down in Marietta. Check the fresh hat. Go check them out. Revo sunglasses. Use KBN 25 at revo.com to get 25% off your sunglasses. And then, of course, Western Sun Vodka, the beverage of choice for kayak anglers everywhere. We appreciate all of our sponsors that support the show.
Amen. Amen. I stopped by the dugout today on the way down here. Picked up Eric Thomason. He needed some repair parts. He slung a rudder this morning, so I swung by the dugout and got him fixed up. The dugout will be down here. Nick's bringing spare parts down for the TOC. If anybody has any issues while you're down here during the tournament, the dugout's got you covered. Reach out to myself, AJ, Nick, Jamie. We'll get you taken care of and back on the water.
That's something that can really start happening at more tournaments is not only dealers but brands themselves. I know Old Town does this, is start having a traveling, not necessarily a parts truck, but at least a cadre of parts going around. Yeah, supporting these anglers as they travel around. But, Jackson's been waiting long enough, man. Let's get him in here. What do you say?
Let's get him in here. Come on, Jackson.
The kid, Jaxton. What's up, man?
What's up? How y'all doing?
The original, our first baby boy. Little tiny baby Jaxton's all grown up.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
I know, man.
He's in college now, man. He's all grown up.
This year, player. Come on.
My time will come, hopefully.
Heck yeah. Well, you got some action in this weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit. It was a smaller limit, but it won the tournament.
You put up a limit. Edwin only had 4, didn't he?
Yeah.
Is it safe to say you're carrying the team up there?
I guess so. I'm
carrying
Edwin a little bit.
Don't be modest.
Yeah, trust me, Edwin won't be modest, so you got to lay it on while he's not even in here.
So tell us, number one, tell us about kind of what's happening on the college kayak side, overall, big picture, and then give us some background on what you guys did last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's super cool to see. It's been talked about for a long time, the college kayak fishing deal, but to see it actually happen, and want to say a huge thank you to Hunter Sales, my coach at Carson Newman University. Like, he sees how we see it, like as kayak anglers, he sees the bigger picture, and like college kayak fishing could take off just like like Hobie took off, and I mean, it's insane. And next year, hopefully there's going to be more trails, and it's just going to explode, and more people are getting into it.
Ryan just left us with a view of his dirty bed. What's up with that?
Man, shut up! Get out of here! I had to let my house guest in.
Okay, we got a little live in studio going on.
We got a little red. I guess he'll sit in my lap or something. I don't know. We'll have to figure this out as we go.
Oh my, yeah. But tell us more about that, Jaxton. With what is coming down the pipe, who's going to run these college tournaments and college trail? I know KBF's dipped their toe in there. There's been a few other people talk about doing a college series. Is this going to be something that the colleges just work out between themselves, or how's that going to go?
I think there's going to be, no matter what, there's going to be a series next year, no matter if that's going to be a bigger trail putting it on or Carson Newman putting it on. That battle at the Hollow event, that's going to happen every year, same time of the year on Dale Hollow, obviously. And more colleges, like my coach has been telling me, like ever since that event has hit social media, he's been getting emails left and right about it. So, I mean, this thing's gonna get big, and I think I can see people from the bass boat side wanting to come over to the kayak side, but still doing both, and it's gonna make the field even larger.
Is there an age limit? Because I have some eligibility left. I could probably squat up.
I mean, I'm sure you can sign some papers.
You can sign some papers, go to the local community college and get a team together.
Yeah, I'd say do it.
Okay. Old school. Let's see. We got some questions rolling in here. We're not going to put some of them up. Somebody asked what you're studying over there at College, Jackson. Before we get into the tournament itself.
It's I'm studying business and marketing, and then I'm a minor in finance.
Perfect. So all them big checks you're going to cut later.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Gonna try to work in the industry no matter what.
No, you can go to uni, whatever that is. I feel like that's an outfit you would wear, Steve.
Yeah. We're not talking about wrestling. We're talking about fishing, college fishing.
Too late for me to put on the unitard. I like it.
Yeah.
No, get in there, player. You can do this.
Yeah. Well, break down the event itself, Jackson. What went down at the Holla? We're going to hear about your day, but then I want to talk about the guys that actually competed against you and if they were experienced or not. But tell us about your day first.
Yeah, so we had Friday to practice. Me, Ewing, and Josh Rouse. We had Friday, and the bite was pretty good. It was just hard for me to get on those bigger fish. I didn't have Panoptics, so it was super hard for me to get on them deeper fish. But I'd go out there, and I'd use my down scan and then my side scan. I'd mark the bait and everything, and I caught them, but they were. It was weird. I was catching spotted bass on Dale Hollow, like 2.5 pounders. So I went up shallow and fished like 2 feet of water, and just fished grass and found some largemouth. And
I like it.
I lost some good ones during the tournament, like super early, on a fluke. So I switched to a swim bait and I started catching them, but it was just too late to get those big bites. Like Ewing got some big bites. He was fishing out deep though.
Ewing was in like 95 feet of water or something. He said, like,
yeah, I think he caught one out of like
stuff.
85 or 90 foot. Yeah, he saw it on his Panoptics. He saw it on his Panoptics, and he threw down there, and it just hit it and got it.
Oh boy, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's out there deep sea fishing.
He's catching them though. That's all that matters.
I hope he does that for the TSE. I hope I see Edwin in the middle of the lake in the deepest hole in Eufaula, just blade baiting in 90 feet.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Didn't the BPT, whatever, that BPT championship, was that in the fall down there on Eufaula when they had that? Or was that in the spring?
I think it was in the fall.
Ask Jay Whalen.
Because those cats were using that live scope.
Anybody that's ever been put on the internet, Jay Whalen has seen it. He knows what creek it is, what hump it was, what brush pile they were throwing on. So if anything's ever been filmed here, ask Jay Whalen for sure.
Yeah, those cats were down there live scoping. When they did that, that's how that Dustin Connell won. He was live scoping those brush piles. So who knows? It might play.
Oh, that might have been spring.
Was that spring? Okay.
Maybe.
Wrong time of year.
Maybe.
I don't think fish live here in the fall, from what I heard. So this is going to be different.
Well, tell us a little bit about the field that you competed against, Jackson. What were those guys experienced kayak anglers from the other school, or did they just kind of figure it out on the fly, or what was the deal there?
I think Campbellsville University, they got second. They came from the bass boat side, I believe. They all had kayaks, so like they're sponsored by Dugout, and they were all in Hobies. They were pretty good. I mean, during practice, it sounds like they caught some bigger fish, like 4 or 5 pounders. But on tournament day, for some reason, the fish just didn't want to cooperate, right?
I gotcha. Looks like we got Edwin in here. Is he in the room with you, Ryan?
He might be sitting about 4 feet to my left.
It could cause a funny echo. You may have to send him to the lobby, but we'll see. We'll give it a shot.
Man, this kid.
There he is. Can you pan over and show us Ryan, Edwin? Look at this.
He is natural habitat.
Oh boy.
Wow. KBN first. Send the kid to the bathroom, Josh Evans says. Well,
Oh my gosh. Edwin,
Yeah.
you need to use the bathroom?
I already did.
Okay, no, he's
okay,
good.
don't take your phone. Don't take your phone with you, whatever you do.
He's good. We're gonna keep on there, boys.
Yeah, we're literally circling the drain. So, yeah. Ewing, tell us about that event, man. How'd that go for your first college kayak event? I know you didn't catch 5, but Jackson here said you caught one out in like 150 feet with the live scope. So, what do you think of that coming to the college ranks?
I mean, it was a really great experience to be a part of that. It's the first one ever, and it's, I really think it's going to shoot off in the college side of things because it is so affordable. But no, I struggled to keep fish hooked. It was harder to get them to bite than during practice, but I was catching them in the middle of a creek on live scope, just chasing around bait, and I was throwing a 3/4 ounce tailspin, so a number 6 treble and a 3/4 ounce bait. It was kind of hard to keep those smallmouth pinned.
Who said that? Ryan, you muting yourself? Well, there wasn't too bad of an echo.
I'm gonna keep it on mute. That way we don't get any kind of confusion here. Good job throwing a rooster tail, Edwin. That is a very underrated approach, I'm sure, in most bass tournaments. Way to think outside the box.
Is that what it was? Is that what the brand was? Is that a rooster tail, Edwin?
It was, I think, Jackal.
I got you. Is that thing? I saw Jim Ware posting some stuff about a Jackal tail spinner. Is that the same one? I suppose.
Yeah, I believe so. Now, don't let it pass me to throw.
I got you.
If things get tough and I need a 12-inch, might as well throw a rooster tail around.
Well, yeah, I'm excited to see where the college kayak fishing goes. I mean, I'm sure seeing Jaxton and Edwin here make a part-time income, winning some of these kayak tournaments and cashing checks, that probably opens some eyes over there too. Any of those boys know about some of the money possibilities over on this kayak side? Have they seen that?
I think they're starting to realize it for sure. I mean, like guys on my team, like we were talking about it earlier, like there is a lot of money invested in kayak fishing, and like, if you win a tournament, for like the money we put into it, if you win a Hobie tournament, I mean, like Ewing's won over 20 grand this year just from fishing out of a plastic boat. And like, I'm just saying, from like fishing the opens and paying like $1,500 per tournament, like it's insane. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, the ROI is ridiculous.
If you look at some of these like BFF payouts, so we fish the same bodies of water a lot of times. Our payouts are as good or better than these BFL payouts with the same size field. Lower entries, less expense as far as the fuel you're burning pre-fishing and whatnot. I mean, Steve Fields' TOC payout's not bad. It's not bad, Steve. It'll make you blow it in a hurry. Promise. I can't wait. Can't wait to do it again.
Hey, let me ask you this, fellas. I don't know what applies to y'all, but either one of you dealing with some name, image, likeness stuff. You're both college anglers. Any NIL deals? Is that how you say it? In your future? No?
I don't think so.
I'm just messing with you.
I don't know what that means. Yeah.
I guess you gotta have some big social. Jackson, you got a pretty good social media running. Edwin just got a profile picture on his Tourney X, so he's still behind on that. But Jackson could probably bank some NIL deals.
I'm trying to push Jaxton to help Edwin develop his social media image. I noticed momentarily that Jaxton or Edwin stopped at the dugout and shot a little video on the way down here. And while that doesn't seem like much, that's important. Like seriously, things like that are important. Like, promoting your sponsors. If you're on the way to a tournament, stop by the shop, talk about what you're picking up or whatever. Like, those are the things that are going to get you paid by these companies. Like, that's what they look for. I mean, catching fish is awesome. That's great. But what they look for is what kind of attention you can bring them and how many customers you can drive to their shop. Like, that's what these guys want for sure. Tim Arthur, I see your question, Tim. I didn't get evicted. I'm fishing what's called the Tournament of Champions. I know that no California guys can ever qualify for this shit, but I'm actually down here trying to win a championship.
Yeah. He's in the same room with Edwin. Trying to find any more questions for these fellas. Let's pivot over to that, man. You guys are all three heading to the TOC, if not already there. Ewing, you're sitting in the lead of the AOI. Jaxton, you're right outside the top 10, and then we got the defending champ here. So it's not outside the realm of possibility that even Jaxton can make a big move for that AOI title with a big performance and some people slipping. What do you guys expect this week? You're just getting down there, but what do you expect from Lake Eufaula? Go ahead, Jaxton. Your mic's on.
I've got an open mind. Like you said, I'm sitting in 11th right now for AOI. So I'm just gonna go out there and try to catch some big ones. Not really go for points, if I win, try to get that top 3 spot to go to Worlds. That's always been my goal. But it sounds like Ryan said, 85 inches a day, 86, 87 inches a day. That's the goal for sure, and just be consistent and use practice wisely for me, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, and like I said, with points not being an issue, you can just swing for the fence, right? Go for that W.
For sure.
Yeah, I like that. I think we lost Edwin. I'm going to bring him back in on a different stream. There he is. There he is.
I see him. He's right here.
Yeah, you may have to just give him one of your earbuds.
We're saving up for those. If he wins the TOC, he's going to get earbuds.
Yeah, he's dead froze. We'll take him out. Try to get him back in.
R.I.P. Edwin. Maybe he can sit next to me and we can share. We can share an earbud each.
Yeah.
That'd be cute. I think.
Come on, buddy.
I can see him look at me. Edwin, I'll tell you a secret. The Hilton Honors Wi-Fi. You can type in room 132. Last name Lambert. I got him covered. So we'll skip to me on this one while Edwin gets dialed back in here on the AOL. Yeah. All right. Okay. I think that this is going to be a tougher tournament. I think we saw some big shakeups last year in the AOY. I remember Jaxton was again right on the cusp last year. He had the math formula worked out on how he was gonna slide in there on AOY last year. But there ended up being some big shakeups for AOY because honestly, who was it? Was it Drew, Jody, and Russ that kind of – wasn't it those three that were, just stacked, a point away from each other? But there were some big shakeups. It ended up, it was what?
Everybody thought it was just Drew,
Ron, and Marshall, wasn't it? Wasn't that the top 3 last year? There were some big shakeups toward the end. And this tournament, the way the structure is, that AJ's got it set up, there's potential to see huge shifts in kind of the power rankings, if you will, on the AOI. You got to really bring it in this one. You have not made it to the end of the road based on where your place is going into this. This is double points. You have to do well here, or you're not even in the conversation. You just wasted a year of chasing this stuff. So this needs to be the main focus. Everything else was just kind of, playing around, getting what you could get coming in.
Yeah, I remember last year, man, everybody literally thought it was Jody or Russ who's going to win. That was it. They didn't even consider anyone else, and those guys slipped completely out of the top 3. Not only did they not win the AOI, they fell out of the top 3, which was insane. I've said it a couple times on here that I thought at the announcement that AJ had done messed up. When he started announcing people, I'm like, well, there's no way that's possible.
Seeing Marshall's face when he said Jordan Marshall's name, Jordan was sitting right next to me.
I remember
seeing the excitement on his face, man. Jordan, he came unglued. That world's qualifying spot. That's huge for anybody, but that's what Marshall wanted. And then AJ was like, "Well, wait a minute, we didn't mean the top 3 qualify for world." Marshall's losing his mind over there. He's "You did. You said it. You said the top 3." I can't wait to go fish. I cannot wait to go fish that Hobie Worlds with Jordan. I feel like, we've had a lot of cool experiences coming up in this game, from state to Hobies to TOCs and whatnot. I feel like that Hobie Worlds is going to be such a bucket list for both of us, to be there together for that. I cannot wait to see that. And hopefully, one of these guys here will get to punch their ticket to Worlds on this go around too. So boys, bring your sticks.
Yeah. Looks like we got Edwin situated there. So
He's
you
back.
can come off mute. You can come off mute. He's got a clear picture, some good Wi-Fi going on. So what do you think, man? You're heading into this championship looking at AOI lead. You've had a great year. How's it setting up for you? What's your mindset going into this championship?
I mean, my mindset going into this tournament's the same as any other tournament, is to go out there and try to win it. You just gotta do the best, play with the cards that are dealt to you, and my goal is to win AOI. Of course, anyone knows that, but I really just want to make that top 3 slot and get into Hobie Worlds.
Yeah, that's up there for everybody. What did he just throw at you, man? I love this. I love that we have a little in-room shenanigans
I like
going on.
it. We need a studio. We need to do all of these live with everybody in the same room. That's what I suggest from now on.
The place in the middle is Memphis. Can we pull it off there?
No, thank you. Never mind. Cancel that. We're good.
We're good. We'll stay remote. Maybe someday. We need to sell a lot more wide dick open koozies and sweatshirts, and we can make it the studio.
Amen to that. Where are you at, Jaxton, by the way?
I'm like on Eufaula, but I'm like 30 minutes from the house.
Are you near Eufaula proper, the city?
I think so, yeah.
If you want to come to the Hampton Inn, room 132, we can squeeze you right here in the middle, bud.
All right, sounds good.
We can just take the earbuds out, put it on speaker, and have just a little studio going there.
Yeah, we'll get a high angle going. We can pillow fight or whatever.
Yeah, you can lay in the beds. This could be all kinds of inappropriate. Terrible. My God. Glad you guys are in college now, for God's sakes.
This is just like Carter and Jackson's room.
No, their room actually had a bit of a clutter the last time I was in there.
A bit of a clutter.
Now.
Speaking of back at Carson, I think we need to bring up Jackson's knot failure this morning during our relay race.
Is what?
We had our coach. He's as we like to say, he woke up and chose violence. So he has us doing some kind of activities. We're divided into 2 separate teams. We've played basketball. Well, I didn't play basketball. Jaxton did.
Yeah.
But he had us do a relay race. We had to run sandbags up and down a hill and then tie a knot. And if your knot broke, you had to go again. And I heard that Jackson's knot failed. So
my knot failed, but then I fixed it.
What kind of knot were you using?
I was just doing a clinch knot, but there was like a knot in the line already. So when I clinched it, it snapped. So I just had to retie it.
We got some questions for you boys. One from Cliff Allen. Does one of you think you is better than the other one? He says. Ask them if they think they're better than the other.
Look at the last tournament.
Oh, what have you done for me lately? Okay. I guess we'll find out down at Eufaula.
Jaxton has beat me.
Like heads up, he's beating you?
2 times in a row, but I've just been taking it easy on him, letting him get his confidence up well in this tournament.
Tim Arthur is, I guess they're on a delay out there due to shipping problems and Brandon's supply chain issues. He didn't get the information that the roster for the TSC's been up for some time. Matter of fact, hang on just a second. I might have that for you.
It's been up
there
for
you go.
A few months. I think y'all I think Callie's roster for the TOC probably isn't going to come out like 2025 if y'all can get over 50 people up for that.
There's your roster right there. A who's who of kayak anglers. It's a good mix of folks high in the AOI and then some guys that just had a hot weekend and won a tournament or got in that top 3 and slid into the event. So yeah, it's going to be some interesting stuff to watch this weekend. We made our picks a couple weeks ago. I've got my eyes on everybody in this group. Obviously, I'm pulling for Ryan to go back to back. That'd be some good talk the next week. But if one of the young guys could pull it off, that'd be all right too. I still have the dark horse, my guy from Arkansas, Justin Brewer. Watch out for him. But anyhow, let's see. Any more questions coming in? I don't see any more. We don't want to keep these guys too long. Obviously, Edwin's in the room with Ryan, but Jaxton, you got to get back on the road and get to where you're going, huh?
Yeah, I've got a half an hour left.
Okay. Well, why don't you slide out of here, man, and get to where you're going, and we'll wish you nothing but luck and congrats on the college win this weekend. Hope you.
All right. No, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Good luck, Ryan. Good luck, Edwin.
Be safe, Jax. I'm sure I'll see you here in a day or two, buddy. Call if you need anything.
Right, yeah. See you guys.
All right. So now we got a couple more folks sliding into the waiting room to talk a little bit of Eufaula and TOC. Let's see who we got. Any guesses from the people watching who we got on deck?
Oh, I don't know, man.
I don't see any guesses. We'll bring them in. You going to stay on with us, Edwin? You might as well. You're in the room with Ryan, so you can just sit right there. First up, Kurt Smits. What's up, my man?
Hey, Smitty.
Yeah. And
Are you in the same hotel as we? Where are you at?
We got a place at the State Park Lodge.
Okay.
Got one of the cabins, the fishermen's cabins.
All right. And last but not least, Day One Dylan.
What's going on, guys?
Day One Dylan in the building, baby. Yeah.
What's up, my man?
Oh, chilling at work while there's a $35,000 championship going on my home lake, man. I'm proud.
Yeah, man. That's why we wanted to have you in here, because we need to give up the juice on the lake in the fall. Tell us what these guys can expect. But first, I want to ask Kurt. I saw you make a post that you had the worst rental house experience ever. And now that you're on here with us, I want to hear what the heck happened.
Man, that place needs to be burnt down. Just straight up burnt. I mean, it had bed bugs, it had mice, it had cockroaches, the floor was peeling up. I didn't even stay there. I went straight back to a hotel.
Wow. Was it just your place, or you had some more people sharing it with you?
It was one of those Verbo rentals. It was horrible, man. I mean, so hopefully I'm going to get my money back, hopefully.
Wow.
Welcome to South Alabama, Kurt.
Well, tell it.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you okay. Are you down there already, Kurt, fishing? Have you fished a few days?
Yeah.
We're having some trouble with his audio. We'll try to get him situated. Dylan, what are these folks going to run into Eufaula in the fall down there? I mean, that's just, like you said, it's your home lake. You tried to make it all year long to be able to fish this thing, but what can they expect fishing on the fall down there?
Man, Eufaula is a tough lake in the fall. I mean, it's typical fall fishing. Whoever finds the most bait is going to find the most fish. Everybody I've talked to today said it was extremely tough. One or two fish, except for Siddiqui. I guess he thought the tournament started today. He was in a good area though. If he was where I think he is, but it's going to be, I think, bank grass and jackhammers is what's going to do it, and I think it's going to be low to mid 80s.
Jackhammers?
Everybody we've had on so far.
Yeah, you know what that is, Ryan?
Z-Man chatterbait jackhammer?
Yeah, I feel like you've thrown one a time or two.
Oh my God! Well, I'm out. I quit.
If it ain't a Ned rig, Ryan,
See you
don't
guys
worry.
later. That's right.
It's got to be a jackhammer.
Don't be dragging Ned. I'm dragging Ned around here a little bit.
It's got to be Ryan's jackhammer with like a 6-month-old razor shad on it, and he's good to go.
Rusty hook.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I just organized my bladed jig box the other day, and I went through my kayak and I put all them rusty hook ones back in there, because those are the ones with the mojo on them, is the rusty hook ones. The fish, they don't know nothing about a new shiny hook. If the rusty hook they recognize, it's got the scent on it.
It's got smell on it.
You're welcome. Pro tip. You back,
Kurt, we got
Smitty?
you. Yeah, I think he's back. You hear us all right, buddy? Kurt, are you held hostage? Can you hear us?
Man, I don't think I can. I can't really hear you guys with my connection. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right, man.
Oh no, I miss you. I miss you, Smitty. We'll bounce Smitty back out and see if we can get together. But we're going to keep rolling with Baby Deal here with the insider knowledge.
Yeah, just a little piece of advice. I would advise staying off the south end of Lake Eufaula if the wind's going to be blowing that hard. It's claimed a few bass boats in the past couple of years. It gets pretty wild. But
my kayak, it has what's called scupper holes. So I'm going to get out there in it. Yeah, how's I'm kidding. I about sank mine on Pickwick. I ain't trying to mess with nobody. I about put that one down there in Davy Jones' locker. I ain't messing with that for sure.
So Ryan, you said the wind's going to get up Saturday and Sunday. Is that going to concentrate people in just a few areas? How's that going to work? I mean, there's only 50 people, but
well, I mean, honestly, the way Eufaula's laid out, it's not huge sections of wide open water. There's a lot of sloughs. There's, obviously the hooch feeding in. There's a lot of creeks and rivers coming in. So wind breaks aren't going to be hard to find. I do think it is going to obviously concentrate people more toward those kind of secluded areas. I think you'll probably see one side of the lake that may load up with people more so than the other. But I mean, 50 people, I don't really see that being too big of a factor.
Yeah. And then what do you guys think about how big of a difference the 3-day format's going to make this time around?
I think that's going to trip a lot of people up.
That's going to be, in my opinion, that's going to be the shakeup. I mean, especially for myself, because my favorite thing to do is find one spot that loads up, that reloads throughout the day, and I'll hammer it for 2 days. But to be honest with you, man, toward the end of the day too, like I'm scrounging for bites. Like that big bite is so hard to come by after I beat on it for 2 days. I think that's going to be the big kicker. I think you're going to have 2, maybe 3 good spots to be able to pull out enough fish to win.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to cover a lot of water on this one.
Yeah, and that's going to be tough with that wind blowing. If if you're trying to move from creek to creek, you may have to do a lot of trailering to move spots. I don't know. I've never been to Eufaula. Obviously it holds legendary status in the southeast. But is it an easy lake to get around, Dylan? If people need to move around, is there a lot of access points? A lot of
Oh yeah, every major creek has a ramp in it, so it's not bad to go to a plan B.
I got you.
It seems like there's a lot of
Plan
access on the lake, and it's not a huge body of water. I mean, it's not like Kentucky Lake or something where you're driving 3 hours from one end to the other. That's not necessarily the case here. Dylan, I want you to tell us what has happened that's led to kind of the tougher fishing conditions or the decline, if you will, of Lake Eufaula. I mean, this was for a long time. This was a big bass factory, the bass fishing capital of the world. Why is it so tough now?
I think the main thing is them not leaving the grass alone, man. From what I've heard, I haven't been down there since the Bass Nation tournament in April, and I was way up the river. But if they won't leave the hydrilla alone, man, it's every time they spray it kind of takes a downturn. I've never understood it. They let Seminole run wild, but they will constantly spray Eufaula. But that's definitely in my eyes, that's the main factor.
Are there a lot more houses on Eufaula? What are they doing that for? Is it more of a recreational lake in the summer?
Yeah, there's people that are brave enough to swim with the gators down there. There's a bunch of wakeboarding boats on the south end and stuff. People get out on the islands and party. But, yeah, there's way more houses on Eufaula than there is Seminole.
I got you. So that's why they're doing that, you think, with the grass? They do that down here, Lake Hamilton, where your dad's going. They do that there because it's just full of houses and docks. They rake the grass, spray the grass, do everything they can to get it out of there.
That's crazy. Like, I don't understand. I mean, these people are buying their houses on the lakes for the view or whatever, and obviously there's the main channel and deeper water. There's plenty of places to go run your boat around. I don't understand why some of these lakes will hurt their economy based on fishing time. I mean, if you think about these top fisheries across the country, how much money that brings into these communities. A lot of them there's no other tourism, there's not any other reason to come. Like, I mean, honestly, to Eufaula, it's beautiful with the, Spanish moss and blah, blah, blah. But people aren't like, oh, let's go there on vacation. Like, this is a fishing destination. That's what it is. Like Dayton, Tennessee. Nobody's going to Dayton to see the scenery or, eat at the fabulous fine dining establishments. Like, you've seen a Waffle House before. Like, people are going there to fish. So when these places start either overfishing the lakes into the ground, like kind of what we're seeing on Chickamauga, or killing off the grass so much that it hurts the fishing, to me, I don't understand the economics of why they would kill their main source of income.
Yeah, and Eufaula's having multiple major tournaments out of there every single weekend during the main season. So I don't know. But speaking of fine dining, though, check out Michelle's in Georgetown and the Cajun Corner in downtown Eufaula.
Cajun Corner's closed on Mondays, by the way. I just figured that out.
Well, Michelle's.
We went to rodeo. We went to rodeo tonight, son. We eated some Mexican.
Yeah, be sure you stop in the official Hilltop Lounge too.
Keep hearing stories about that.
I'm sure I'll stumble off in there at some point. If anybody is trying to shoot pool down here, I brought some throwing money, and Jay Whalen has a stack of $1 bills he's bringing me from Kentucky losing to Tennessee Saturday. So I will also have that to gamble away.
Yeah, rumor has it official Hilltop Lounge has a video of Shane and Kendall doing a little duet for karaoke night if you pay them enough money.
My.
I might have seen that video, and I'm impressed. I want Marshall to sing again. I want him to make his
he killed it
on the stage. I know.
Yeah,
I mean, with a haircut like that, you better be able to sing.
Oh, yeah. The song was fitting, too.
What are you thinking is going to take to win this deal? What do you think?
Going into it, I figured it'd be mid to high 80s for 3 days. Maybe somebody bust over 90 one day. After talking to the people I've talked to today, I'm thinking maybe. I think if you can do 83 to 84 inches 3 days in a row, you got it in the bag.
Okay. It's going to be a grinder, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's fall fishing. It is what it is.
Is there a 100-inch bag out there in the fall on Eufaula?
Oh yeah, it can be done. You're gonna have to cover a lot of water though.
Can you do it 3 days in a row? Will be the question.
I don't think so.
I'm just sitting here thinking if somebody can crack a big bag and just hang on with something in the mid 70s or low 80s for 2 days after, you know what I mean? Or make a big comeback on day 3. That'd be exciting.
I wouldn't be shocked if somebody busted 100 inches one day, but I don't think it can be done in the fall. I don't think there's very many fisheries, period, in the fall that can put out.
What time of year did y'all fish that the Bassmaster event down here, Dill? That was springtime.
It was the first weekend in May, I think. It was right at the
late post spawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was later. I got you.
Yeah, I think.
What did Russ put up in that one?
94, 95, I think.
Okay. So that's a spring bag. It was 94.
Yeah.
And Hobie's coming back there in the spring, so I guess we'll see some different action in the springtime, huh, Dylan?
Oh, it'll be a completely different ball game down there. It wouldn't shock me if it took close to 100 inches a day to win that one.
Yeah.
Are you going to cash a check in the spring?
Hopefully. I don't want to talk about it.
All right.
I want to hear from the people watching who they think is going to win the TOC number 1 and who they think is going to close out the AOI. So put it in the comments. I'd like to see your picks. Who's going to?
Tim Arthur has already picked BDH to win it.
Is he going to win the tournament or the AOI? I guess if he wins the tournament, he'll probably win AOI.
If he wins the tournament, he wins AOI.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I got you.
Nope. BDH. Edwin says not if he gets second.
Oh. Okay, Edwin. Hard not to say.
What?
I'm assuming that means
Josh
Edwin.
spitting
We'll
the
throw
real
comments
truth.
in there. There we go.
Billy Bowden says, you remember Billy, wide dick open Billy. He says it's hard not to pick fire crotch. I'm assuming he means you. Probably. Depends how the Hilltop Lounge goes.
Jesse got Jordan making a big comeback and taking the AOI. All right, Jesse.
Man,
George Wheeler.
I love to aggravate Marshall all the time. That's one dude you can't ever count out, man. I don't know what kind of spinnerbait magic he has in his pocket, but he will. I mean, in the last 15 minutes, he'll make a move and put up 320s. I don't know how he does it, but you could definitely count on Marshall.
Say it's fall. It's going to be breezy. They're going to bite a spinnerbait if it's breezy and it's
that's what a smart man would think in his mind.
Yeah, you would think. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Any more questions from the crowd for Dylan while we got him here? I know this week we're going to have some schedules drop. I think Hobie's probably going to drop the second half of their schedule. They should reveal the TOC location. Bass, rumor has it's going to drop there, so we could get some sneak peeks of schedules this week.
I heard a rumor, and again, this is how rumors go. I heard a rumor at dinner tonight that, I mean, if it's true, this Hobie TOC location might shake the earth. Like y'all may feel it in your houses tonight if what I heard comes to be true. Tim Arthur wants to know if Hobie's going to visit Florida. We visited Seminole actually this past year, which was Florida, which is Florida. Tim, are you going to visit Florida? Would be the better question. I feel like.
I think he has to have a certain kind of passport to leave California. I don't know how that works these days.
I don't know what's happening.
I think you got to inject yourself with bleach or something before you can leave or come back. I don't know what's going on out there.
Listen, if these people saying that I go back to back on TOC, you will hear some sort of Britney Spears rendition on the microphone if I indeed go back to back, for sure.
It could happen. It'd be epic. Then of course
can you drop a link for can you drop a Hobie BOS link for Tim Arthur? Apparently he has no capability of using Google or even clicking their Facebook page. Help the kid out.
Here, it's in the comments now, Tim. Just click it.
Jesus, man.
For the love of God.
This is what's wrong with California, to be honest with you right now. This is a prime example of how hard it is for them to find information themselves. They just sit around and wait on people just to spoon feed it to them. They end up with $7 gas and vaccines everywhere.
I don't think Gavin Newsom allows them to have information. It's very like you said, spoon fed.
Are you going to get put on a watch list for sharing that with Tim?
Yeah, I don't know. Prayers up for the Cali boys and girls. Yeah. Word.
TOC
Tony Bryan says TOC
Tennessee.
coming back to Tennessee. Matt Millard. Okay, Matt Millard or Millard? You know who that is, Ryan? Tennessee guy.
I think it's Millard. No, I talked to him. So he's been up there bow hunting in Illinois. We kind of passed each other. He was coming up as I was taking COVID out. I think TOC is not going to PK that I know of, Josh. Listen, Josh, if what I heard tonight is true, you will turn backflips. I'll say that for sure.
Randy,
Randy Creason. I had dinner with Luck Arian tonight. He sat just to my left. I wouldn't be mad at seeing old Luck win it. I like the boy. He's a good dude.
Luke's good people, and if they're suspended and on that live scope, he will be on them. He's a
dude, that's what he was talking about tonight. He was out busting crappie and big catfish on the old live scope. Shit. That's exactly why I don't own one, because I ain't trying to fish for dinner.
He's in the metaverse. I don't know who he's talking about. We're all in the metaverse, apparently.
Player, we are owned. Until Jeff gets his app off the ground, we are owned.
Yep. We are at their mercy, I guess. Josh wants us to share that. We ain't sharing nothing. We'll break it when we know for sure. We don't give information.
Man, come on. You know how this works.
I like his pick though. I could get behind it being a Possum Kingdom.
I like Possum Kingdom, but the first half of the schedule's already out. And to be honest with you, unless it's another historic flood like we saw, I think the only time you would see those mega bags come out is in the spring. So if we're going to do a PK tournament, I would rather do it in the spring. That's just my own personal opinion.
And if Ryan's saying earth shaking, I mean, what happened at PK was earth shaking with Pentagraph, but it's not necessarily the earth shaking location that you would.
Be on real foot.
If this
Louisville?
God, listen, the only people that would put a championship on real foot, they don't know how to run fishing tournaments. And I'll say that and be done with it. That's a quote from Steve-O, by the way, in case you've never heard that say it. I'll say this and I'll be done with it, and that means the conversation is over. Cliff Allen, Chase Tanner is making hoodies as fast as he can. He had a huge dugout order, and to be honest with you, I'll be real honest with you, we had people that were real quick on the pre-order part and real slow on the paying part. And while I do appreciate people that love handouts, I don't like to be the person that literally covers all their stuff. So if you pre-order a hoodie, pay for the damn hoodie, because I'm not here to buy your clothing, believe it or not. So go ahead and send that in, and we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, next time we come up with or Chase comes up with a design for something like that, we'll have a different system for the pre-orders, or we get the money up front somehow. But he's on press them out as fast as he can once we get that all situated. So
yeah, we're learning on all this. We thought people were a lot more quicker on the trigger with the PayPal.
We should have known. Watching tournament registrations over the years, we know everybody waits till the last minute.
I know, man. It's all right. Anyway, we got that. They're coming, though. They are on the list, I promise. That's a fact. CJ, I give out lunch money all over the place, because apparently I'm going to go to is it the Hilltop you said, Dylan?
The official Hilltop Lounge.
The official Hilltop Lounge.
Is there an unofficial? Is there like a knockoff Hilltop Lounge? Why is it called the official?
I would not want to go to a generic Hilltop Lounge. That is the official Hilltop Lounge.
My real question, is there a hill down here? There ain't no damn hills down there.
No, it's pretty flat.
Is it on a hill at all?
No.
Okay. All right. Perfect. We'll see y'all on top of the hill.
Interesting.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
we've heard Dylan's predictions on this being a tough little joint. Obviously, we've heard from some anglers that have been down here pre-fishing. It seems to definitely go along with that. I know Siddiqui busted that big one today, but I think this is going to be a grinder of a tournament. I think, yeah, and honestly, last year was too. Like if you look at last year's numbers, really outside of the top three, they dropped off pretty quick. I mean, that was another. Fall fishing's tough. Like fall fishing is a tough bite. I think being able to pattern those fish, especially for multiple days, we had a big weather system that blew through last year on day 2, but I think we're going to see a similar shift. I think you're going to have to see anglers adjust a whole lot from day 1 to day 3. I mean, you're earning it. I don't think you're going to stumble up on one magic spot and win the thing. I think you're going to have to make moves. You're going to have to adjust to the conditions, and that's what's going to, earn your place, get your spot, that crown jewel of kayak fishing.
And one thing, I'm really glad when Hobie took over or bought the TOC, whatever they did to get the TOC under their umbrella from Lake Fork there. I'm glad they kept it in the fall, because it makes it that fall transition. It can be, like you said, a tougher bite no matter where they put it. And it's going to make whoever wins it earn it, just like you had to last year and Jody the year before on Wachita. I love that it's in the fall and kind of late fall for a tournament. It's really going to make you guys have to work for it, so it's going to be fun to watch.
Justin Rednauer threw out TOC on the Susquehanna. Could you imagine the TOC on just an absolute smallmouth hammer factory? How nuts that would be.
You're crazy. Might be a little chilly up there in November. I don't know what we're looking like.
Yeah, that might be a little cold.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody else would enter, or it would just be Jody Queen? if he'd be the only one that even signed up for the TOC.
I don't know. He would be my pick to win it. That's for sure.
CJ, it feels like a dream, man. Like, you know, I had fished the state championship a month before up there in Knoxville and won the state championship on this little spot. I didn't pre-fish it at all. I didn't even go look at it at all. I didn't cover that water until day one of the tournament. Day one of the tournament is the first time I'd seen it in a month, because I knew that it was special and I didn't want anybody to see me on it. I didn't want to mess with those fish. I knew it would take 10 good bites to win the whole thing. But, you know, even as it was happening, man, like, you know, when I put that last keeper in the boat, and I've said it before, like, it was just a rush of emotions. Like, I just broke down on the water because I knew at that moment that I had won such an elite event. I mean, it's so hard to qualify for it, number one, but number two, to have every single thing go right and be able to win the thing, like, it was surreal. I mean, it didn't hit me till a week later. You know, you're doing a million podcasts and stuff and whatnot. Like, that's when the gravity of the whole thing hits you. Like, in the moment, you're just kind of floating almost, but it's definitely worth working to qualify for. And, you know, Edwin himself is going to find out soon, just being in that room, the event itself, you know, how Hobie just they put the anglers on a pedestal. You get dinners, you know, every night. You get an awesome prize pack. I mean, they roll out the red carpet. Just qualifying for the thing by itself should be everyone's goal. If you're into competitive kayak fishing, this is the one event that you need to have on your list for next year. Do whatever it takes, fish as many events as you can. If you hit one of these, you'll never want to miss another one again. I promise.
Dylan, you hear that? We got to make it next year, man.
Yeah.
Have to,
it wasn't
boys.
like trying, I promise.
I need the squad. I need the squad down here.
You see some of these questions? Tim Arthur said TOC needs to be more centralized, otherwise it's the East Coast circle jerk. I don't know if he's paid attention to where they've been, but one's been in Arkansas, which was about as central as you can get in Hot Springs. I don't know how much further west you can go of Arkansas, Texas, and still have, you know, quality water until you get all the way out to California. And I don't know if they'd put it out there, but
I think Tim Arthur is one of those people that complains about anything that isn't in his backyard and then still shows up and doesn't even participate when he qualifies in his backyard. So I think, you know, at some point you have to take some sort of responsibility and actually bring it yourself instead of just asking everybody else to do things for you. But, you know, congrats on being blue, brother.
he said his point is to stay clear of the Far East for the TOC. I don't think they're going to put it in China or anything, so we're good there, brother.
Far East, like what? I mean, come on, bro.
Justin Rednauer said he thought they were moving the TOC to the spring. Maybe that was another trail. That was the All-American. They're moving their championship to the spring. All-American Classic.
I'm a fan of springtime championships. I don't know. I just, that's my time of year, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's everybody's time. Like, if you look at any lake's biggest bags, it's always either in like February-ish, like, you know, pre-spawn where they're still cold and they're feeding up, or spawn where you're just catching donkeys off beds. But I like this format for this size field being in the fall. Those springtime tournaments, I like the bigger, you know, when the national championship used to be in the spring, you would see 90-inch bags 40 places down on these lakes, if not more. I mean, Caddo in the spring absolutely showed out a couple of years ago. I like seeing that, but I think for this one, man, the 50 qualifiers that make it to this, I like seeing them fish a tough bite and tougher conditions. I think that really separates more so than you just rolling up on the hot creek for spawn. It really makes you work a lot harder to find that consistent bite.
And for this, man, like I said at the beginning of this, all eyes are on this one. There's no, you know, in the spring there's so much happening. But for that TOC, man, end of the year, and same for the KBF National Championship in the fall. There's not a whole lot else going on, so all eyes are on it. So it makes sense for me to have those in the fall. I like it.
Amens. Amens.
Anything else from you guys? We're up against the hour. We've been going for a while. We've had some technical difficulties tonight with Edwin and Kurt, so we apologize for that. But made it through. Still had a good show tonight. I'm excited for the week, man. I'm excited to watch you guys throw down, Ryan.
I can't wait. I'm going to hit the water. I'm probably going to do 2 or 3 ramps a day for the next 3 days and break down, kind of what I'm looking for. Hopefully, if I can find in my own mind, if I can find 2 good areas, that'll be enough to make me happy moving forward here.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Good stuff. And Dylan, thanks for finally getting on the show with us. Next time you're on, it's going to be when you win one of these tournaments to slide into the TOC next year, right? Is that how it's going to go down?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Eufaula in the spring. That's I'm calling it for Deal. That will be when he qualifies for the TOC.
He'll change his name to Day 2 Dill.
Day 2 Deal. But man, it's a progression. I mean, we've all seen it. Anybody that fishes competitively, especially in these high level events, you see not only your confidence go up, but your mindset go up. You learn where your weaknesses are. You learn where you freak yourself out, and then you learn how to calm down, take that pressure off, and just, go out with a clean slate on day 2 and just put 5 in the boat. I mean, that's the biggest thing is you can't win it on day 1, but you can lose it on day 1. People say that stuff all the time. It's true. You'll get there, Deal. I know you will. You got too much of your daddy in you. Like, inside of you knows how to catch fish. You just got to get this shit off the top and let it go. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I put a lot of pressure on myself this year with the championship being on Eufaula too, but it is what it is. Wasn't meant to be.
It's all right. Don't worry. Big bro's got you, cuz. Don't worry. I'm going to bring it back to the Lowry house. I'll drop this check off with the daddy.
All right.
Good stuff, man. Well, it's been a fun one. Appreciate everybody. And even the Cali boys, Tim Arthur, we appreciate you always getting in the comments and mixing it up with us, man. I know we give you hell, but we appreciate everybody watching no matter where you're at. It's been a fun night. And Ryan, man, good luck, man. I hope you go back to back and can put 2 trophies, boom, on the desk at home. That'd be sick.
I'm ready, son. I'm ready.
But regardless,
bring it home.
Yeah, regardless, we'll see y'all next Monday and we'll talk about it.
Sounds good. Y'all take it easy.